Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Lena my name, Luna my name, Luna the Moon, Lena Luna's YouTube channel. Still trying to get used to that, but it's catchy, so I kinda wanna keep that. Anyways, thank you for coming to my video. Today's reading is for Yan, and if you're not new to my channel, then you might find this setup slightly different, because my client asked 2 questions, so instead of doing 1 card, I will be doing 1 tarot card for each question and then 1 overall advice card for the general situation. So something that I want to talk about before getting into the reading itself is, wait, no, but that's also a part of the reading. Okay, so I'll disclaim first. So I'm not a professional reader. I do this as a hobby. Please take this as you resonate and leave the rest. And it's a free reading, so please don't be too mean. But I really appreciate all of you that's reaching out and has really nice words, really kind words. I really appreciate that. Thank you for waiting. I know that a lot of people are waiting for a really long time, and I genuinely feel super guilty about making people wait. So here is another reading for this period of time for Yan. Yes. Also, I would like to say that the universal spiritual side aside, I also take tarot card as an opportunity for people to connect to their subconscious. I believe that at some point, some part of you kind of already have the answer and you're just kind of looking for clarification, or sometimes you have the answer but you just can't really acknowledge it, you can't really feel that because it's too deep within you and things like that, if you get what I mean. So I feel like tarot card is one of those opportunities where you can connect with the depth of your subconscious. So there's that. Anyways, moving on to the actual reading. Today is a reading for Yan. She is asking for her person, Kevin, whether Kevin wants a relationship and whether or not he's messing with other girls at the same time. And then here's a advice thing. Okay, so before getting into the actual reading of the card, I would just like to say that I had a lot of trouble in shuffling these 2 cards. When I was trying to get the tarot card, I constantly, this has never happened before. You can blame it on my mindset or something, but I was actually in a really good mood, so I don't think it's that. But you can take it however you want to take it. But basically, I was shuffling, and then every single time when I shuffle, at the 7th time, that's when I take the card out. And first off, I had trouble shuffling. It was very messy. And then I shuffled at least 3-4 times. There was attempts, 3-4 attempts at least. And then for those times, every single time I shuffled at least 8, 9, mostly 8, and there was just one time where I shuffled 9. I think it's mostly 8 though, yeah. And I just find that really weird because that has never happened before, and it might be something that correlates to your second question is he messing with some other girls? But we will have to see about that, or maybe that has another meaning, or maybe it's just me. I don't know. But yeah, let's get into the reading, and we will talk about the tarot card first. So first off, the first question. Ooh, okay. So first question, whether or not they want a relationship. So your card is Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, let's talk about this card in terms of the surface meanings. So swords usually talks about, where's my book? Swords usually talks about intellect, reason, and communication. It's an air sign. Maybe one of you guys is an air sign, but also like air signs are usually light, hot, and wet. So like maybe that has some contribution to their energy, light, hot, and wet. Like their attitude, maybe they are, how can, like, in terms of light, what I would like think about, what pops up to me about light is being unstable and just like floating around. And like in this context, like not in this context, it's like what I'm saying is like not in terms of all air signs, but it's just like at this moment, the moment I thought of light, I thought of like instability, and then floaty and things like that. So yeah, there's that. And then it's a reversal card. No, we don't have any information on that yet. So basically, this card, let's look at the service meaning. So there's this queen. She's holding a sword. It's a very green card. And also, I would say, okay, rather than like looking at the colors and elements and like that, what catches my eyes are her jewelries. Like, okay, it's not necessarily jewelry. Like, from this angle, it's a reversal card, so it makes sense to look at this angle. It just looks like this very classy jewelry, things like that. She looks very classy, blah blah blah. It is possible that this person is they're like in this connection kind of thing, like relationship kind of thing, for the sake of appearance, status, like materialistic means, maybe, and yeah, materialistic means. So there's that, and let's take a look at the divinatory meaning of this card. So this card is Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords has tasted both the joy and the sorrows of life. Rather than becoming bitter, she has crafted a useful philosophy. This makes her a wonderful resource when seeking solutions to sticky and complex situations. Her experiences have made her very discerning and able to see lies easily. She can make plans and devise strategies. Because she values logic, she can seem unemotional and detached. The advice is to take all the experiences of your life and turn them into useful and productive life lessons. Let challenging times make you stronger, but never cynical or cold. Reversed is bitterness, cynicism, cold-heartedness, inaccessible, sharp, or cruel words. So what I would think at this, like for this card, is just, so according from your question, what this card says, I would say that you are asking these questions because you, as I said earlier, you kind of already have doubts in your mind, And I would say that this card is kind of confirming your doubts, and that like you, like, this card already says that this queen, you can see through lies easily, and you kind of already get a vibe of these things. So there's your answer for a very clear situation. And then there's also the fact that, like, this card is in reverse. I think the advice is to say that, like, even though you can see this situation clearly, but please do not let that blind you into being, like, feeling very bitter, using cruel words and things like that, and do things that you might possibly regret. Yeah, so there's the things that came up to me for this card. And specifically for your second question, is he messing around with other people? Damn, okay. So this is, I can't count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6? 6 of Cups. Okay, I think that's a 6. Let me check. I'm sorry, I can't count. It's 7 of Cups. Damn. Okay. Okay. So I would say that this is a yes. This person looks like, yeah, of course. Wait, first, let me restate this card. This is 7 of Cups in reverse. And first of, from the surface meaning of things, 7 talks about reflection or assessments, which I think makes sense because in this situation, you are the one that's reflecting and assessing this situation, and you're kind of already getting a glimpse of what you are insecure about, what you're doubtful about. And then Cups, emotions, relationships, intimacy, and creativity. Yeah, so alright, so, like, this is air, right? So maybe you are an air sign, maybe he is a water sign, although I don't know if that's applicable. I'm still trying to get a grasp of these, like, elements things. But yeah, the Cups thing would also make sense because you're asking about relationships and things like that. And so that's the service meaning, and let's look into the visual elements. So this person is look like he's having the time of his life. Like, there's all these very luxurious things that's in front of him in different cups, and so, like, he can decide from that, he can enjoy. And just, like, look at these colors. He's actually, yeah, just, like, enjoying what he's doing. And then I would say that, like, the person's, like, his face is very, like, in awe. Like, I don't know what the word is, but it's just, like, I don't know, it's kind of oozing of greed. That somehow that's the vibe that was giving to me. But yeah, I'm sorry that this reading sounds really biased. I don't really have any biased opinions. It's literally just, like, all the vibes that I'm getting. Okay, moving on to the actual definition of this card. You're blessed with lots of choices, which can sometimes feel like a curse because you can't have them all. Some of the options are realistic, achievable ones. Others are imaginary possibilities, fantasies that are less likely to manifest. Still, others may be fears that can lead down an unhappy, unfulfilling life. All of the alternatives tug at your heart in some ways, making the decision even more difficult. Advice is to step back and get a larger view, bring in some logic, rational analysis to give some perspective to your emotional responses. Reverse means daydreams interfering with life, escapism, delusions. So yeah, there's that. I am uncertain of how accurate this is. I hope it resonates, even though, like, I hope that the reason resonate, but at the same time, the situation is kind of shitty. So at the same time, like, you get what I mean? I'm not saying that I hope that someone's playing with you, but I hope that this is making sense, and I'm just not being overly judgmental. I'm not trying to be, even though it may seem that way. Okay, now let's look at the advice given by the Oracle card. Communication is key. Interesting. That's another, communication is key. So, like, this is, communication is key. This kind of already came up because in this Queen of Swords, like, swords that talk about communication. So I feel like maybe if you really want this relationship, you should talk to them about, like, all these doubts, like whether or not, like, although it is your choice to decide, like, whether or not you want to believe in him, but it's also something to think about for, like, why are you having these doubts? Like, why is he allowing a possibility for you to have such insecurities about seeing other people, messing around with other people, and, like, feeling like maybe you want a relationship, like he wants a relationship, but also not clear enough for you to be unsure and things like that. So basically, it's just like a communication, like a conversation is needed for these to be to turn out well, or just, like, not end up in a very, very bad place. Like, although, let's say if he's actually messing around with other people, or not, but even if he's messing around with other people, if you really talk it out and just, like, understand why, maybe it won't be so bad, or maybe you just realize that he's a fucking dick, like, you know, just, like, some conversation needs to be done. But yeah, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. The meaning of this card is that a successful relationship usually comes down to one thing: communication. And the new moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all the other forms of communication will also help you now. If this issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming. A time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest that you've been too frivolous lately and you need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasized the need to communicate. The attune to the moon is to write a list of all the people you love the most and see if you're prioritizing them. Additional meaning for this card is that it's time to tell someone how you feel. Don't be all in your head and not in your heart. Someone is flirting with you, and read more books. The teaching of this card is that Gemini is the sign of communication and socializing, of ideas and travel. And the energy around it and around this card, no matter when you pull it, is speedy, gossipy, and flirtatious. The new moon in Gemini is a wonderful time to get out and socialize. Gemini loves a chat. One thing to be aware of is that this card can also indicate being mentally scattered. Daily meditation will help to unscramble cross wires in your brain. Yeah. So that's it for the reading. I hope it makes sense. I hope that resonates. Please communicate with me for all your feedbacks, like whether or not it resonates and things like that, while also being respectful. I'm kind of doing this for you for free. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for letting me read for you. Consider commenting, liking, and subscribing, sharing to your friends. And yeah, thank you for watching. Ta-da!